Well, I think this existential reflection, of course, human being is human being despite the languages, culture. So we always, as basically Maslow pyramid, is still useful to understand. We want the same things, and we want
Yeah.
to be happy, and we want to go over the top and to be the best. I don't blame anybody to believe sometime in lies because it's the system, failing the people, the media exacerbating their own agendas, um, pushing sometimes really, really bad ideas, but it's because you got some political gain. So I think, no, not I think, I believe, because we escaped from a country being ruled by tyrants. And this tyrant wasn't born or wasn't made from one day to another or 1 year to another.
Mm.
So the system that used to be democratic start collapsing when people lose their faith in the system,
Yeah.
but not for free, because after many disappointment, corruption, a slow motion deprivation of their rights. So if you defund the public services, if you left the people with that kind of orphan feeling, you are not being cared of. Um, at some point, you are going to face crisis, especially when people are arriving in seek of asylum, in seek of refuge, in seek of help. Because, of course, if people is coming because they're fleeing the war and they have no other choice that just mate or claim asylum in whatever country like UK now, is gonna that is gonna exert some kind of pressure. But the clever or the more, I mean, it's not really possible to believe the smartest idea instead of say, oh, we need to rebuild, refund, we need to improve, we need to boost our service. So the best idea they got is blame the asylum seekers, blame the boats, blame whatever migrant is coming. Well, sorry, this pressure put on you is just stripping the fancy customs and show the crude reality. You are being failing and now you're exposed. Nobody wants to be exposed. So I understand. I don't agree, really. I can agree, but I really understand when people blame others for their own faults or believe in the narratives. Because back in Latin America, we used to do the same. We were welcoming. We hosted, I am talking specifically now about Venezuela, we hosted people from Nicaragua, Chilean COP, a Colombian exiles being persecuted by guerrillas for years. But when crisis arose, government did the same thing. They start blaming the migrants, blaming the foreigners, you know, hating and teaching the people how to hate. So it's not British thing, it's human thing. And at some point we shall, like, again, you use the word moral. We should recurse to our moral compass. What is wrong? What is the best thing to do even you are facing difficult decisions? I am sure if you put in the position of anyone who has been suffered or is suffering persecution, war, famine, you are being pushed out of your country, you are going to do the same thing. You are going to try to be safe in another place. Today it's me, tomorrow could be you.
Yeah, I agree. And when resources and are tight or things are squeezed, it's easy to be in competition with each other, and be scrambling for your little patch. And I think some ways, like the whole kind of system is geared up that way. Everyone's competing with each other. But what I was really thinking when you were talking then about your experience, your lived experience of how the same thing happened in Venezuela, what can the British learn from Venezuela and from your experience?
Wow. I think you hit the nail of the question. I don't really want to sound arrogant, because we were arrogant and we never had what other countries or people fleeing from the country used to tell. It's going to happen in Venezuela. You know what? Your politicians are doing the same. The system is collapsing. You as community, you as individual, you have to play your part. Not being lazy about your rights. It's not going to happen, and happen. I'm not sure if I got really a hard lesson to teach for any British people, but listen around, see around. There is no need to be misinformed or uninformed. Now there is internet. The same internet that provide lies and fakes provide truths as well. If you want to know, if you want to get familiar how the situation of asylum seeker refugees are, visit any place where they meet. Make a friend within the asylum seekers or refugee community. We, as a Venezuelans, in this case, my personal opinion, I can sustain with facts, of course, this opinion, but anyways, my personal opinion, we failed in to learn from other countries' experiences. We were so embedded in our own wealthy welfare system, peacefulness or pretend peacefulness for so long that we never really occur, this could happen, the system could collapse. So the very first appeal I can make is, first, government, be honest. Second, communities, individuals, work together. We have not to wait as individuals or communities for any external response. Of course, we have the right. Of course, they have the duty to exercise, of course. But as individuals, we should be not just blamers, but doers, makers, problem solvers. We have to be responsible. That is different to be guilty. If we assume our responsibilities, is really we are making really hard for any oncoming power, any tyrant, any totalitarian intention. We are making harder for them to try, because we know our rights, we exercise our right, we work for us, so we are less dependent and more empowered.
Yeah, I love that. And that's like I was saying to you earlier, that's why I named the show Unity in Our Community, because it's our community. This is our land, our community, our streets, our houses, our churches, our community hubs. And I love Wales and I love Cardiff for those things, for having so much community activity and support right outside the front door. I think a lot of the time we get into this thing where we're always looking kind of like quite far away, like in our minds, because we're fed like lots of different information all the time, different news, and a lot of it's about Westminster and the government. But sometimes I feel like if you bring it back closer to home, that is empowering, because you can make a difference to people, and you can say, no, this is our community, and we don't agree with this decision that somebody's making over there in that building.
Absolutely. I am totally with you in that. Absolutely. I'm not sure really how to put this into English, but we have a common expression. If you are the one being wounded, you mean to be the first to heal. So many good intentions are welcoming, resources are welcoming, interactions are welcoming, but you are the one suffer. If you can do, you should the first to try to wound your own, to heal your own wounds. You have to do something about that, because you are the one that is feeling that pain. You are the one suffering. Around, people want to help and they are welcome, but they are not feeling the same thing as you. So community being affected should be the first to stand up for their own necessities and then reclaim, of course. But being empowered means that individuals working together to make better, your community garden, your street, your playground, your schools, and showing the politicians and showing, the responsible, we can be responsible as well. We can do, and we want to do. So in that sense, you are reclaiming, regaining your power, your citizen power.
Absolutely. And also, you are making those connections, which is so important. And that, again, is another form of healing. And the other thing is you are creating resilience within your community for whatever is to come.
Absolutely. You can imagine yourself suffering any setback in life. Then you stop and listen somebody, a neighbor. Why not an asylum seeker? In that moment, you got some sense of perspective. Oh gosh, my problem is not the worst. My community is not the worst. My country is not the worst. So that feeling you that kind of positive, oh, we can do, I can do,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And this is especially mean to Welsh people. Do you know what? I really sympathize with Welsh people because they are always been hardworking, but as well have been suffering a long history of invasions, battles, strugglings, you
Yeah.
know. And why not now that a big number, large number of asylum seekers have been dispersed through Wales? Why not make them Welsh people too? Together we are more. Why not
Absolutely.
include more the people? Why not left them to try? Why not give them the chance to go to our school to speak? You know, to go to the social, to go to the pubs.
Mm.
Why not make more Welsh people in our own so we can stand together?
Yeah, I mean, I love that richness in diversity. Living in Cardiff City, I embrace it, love it, and the whole of the UK, really. That's why I find it so bizarre, personally, that like people have, like I was saying, like different attitude towards me because I've just grown up embracing everything that is the cultural diversity of Britain, you
It
know.
is.
But thank
It
you
is.
so much. Yeah, I was going to say, like, listening to you and your story is so insightful. You know, it's like you have so much wisdom there within that journey that was, well, it just happened to you, you know?
Thank you. No, no, thank you. I mean, is that? I, I'm not sure how to put that, but I mean, being true, this need to seek asylum make you dumber or wiser? Yes, I mean, you have to learn, and I'm really glad. Again, I'm really glad now, back in perspective, in hindsight, I can say I am really glad I made it to UK, and I have to say thank you for this country, their welcoming attitude, and as well as you say, and I mean, you said before, and it's true. Mostly people I've been interact to, or I've been living along, I come, they are really welcoming, nice, friendly. So it's not really reasons to believe, oh, we are, again. No, it's again repeating narrative. So I am really proud of that. I'm really happy that when you say, this is my country, this is our land, this is a community, I want to feel the same. I
Mm,
am working to feel the same.
yeah,
This is, my neighborhood now and starting,
yeah,
so it's true.
yeah,
This is kind of experience that changed us for best,
yeah.
I hope.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen in life.
COVID
Yeah.
COVID came and taught that lesson.
It's like you're riding the
Everything could
waves, you know?
happen. Yes. If
Mm,
if we if we couldn't learn from COVID, oh my God, it's gonna be hard for another thing.
mm,
First time in history that happened, how everything was paralyzed, how everything changed. We could change as well.
yeah,
We
I
shall.
know. I know. I'm hopeful, like, that we can, obviously that proved that everything can be changed in a moment if the will is there. But I do want to reiterate the fact that those connections and community, in a way, that is our weapon against tyranny.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if I can say, if I can add something, when talking to my friends, the one still remaining in Latin America or in Venezuela specifically, and they cannot really leave the country, even suffering horrendous things because family or because personal circumstances or any other reason. I always try to comfort them with these words. Try to walk your inner self. Try to make your life easier, that sense of control. Try to control what you really mean to control. Don't let others controls you. So in that sense, it's not the same, but it's similar to us. If you start working yourself, you can work with others and you can work out in your community as well. And you are going to be the real citizen, the real person, the real being, like you can exercise your rights and you can stand from any power. Because already you did and you are proud of that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy talking to you, and keep in touch. Let us know what you're up to and what's next for you. And if you know anybody else who would like to come on and share their story with us, we really, really would love that, because it's always fantastic to hear your story, basically, and other people's stories.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, I really do appreciate that. I really thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.